Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning into Life on Fire. I really appreciate it. I just want to start off this one by saying I have gotten so many awesome comments and DMs from people from all over just saying how much they really appreciate my episodes. And I want to let you know that means a lot. It really does. Like every time you guys rate or comment, it just shows me that I should keep doing this, and I really appreciate it because not only that, but it just helps the podcast just go up that much more on the charts. So thank you. Today, I want to read this DM from somebody. Her name is Layla. I just got this one this morning, and it says, "Hey Spencer, I'm here to thank you for sharing your words and wisdom. I've been going through a lot of changes recently, and last night I reached a point of acceptance and starting to let go of all the things that hold me back. I finally decided to listen to your podcast. I listened to all the episodes and they all hit me and touched my feelings exactly like I needed, precise and gentle. Your expression of thoughts and feelings are so calm and caring. Thank you for that. You've helped me a lot, even though you have no idea who I am. Keep doing it. Your podcast is super important and necessary." Things like that really tell me that I'm doing the right thing. And obviously, they make me feel good, because the reason why I want to do this is share insight that hopefully other people can relate to, wherever you are in the world, and just come back and say, I'm dealing with that. Or, you know what, I didn't think about it in that way. And maybe just some word can resonate with you. So I really appreciate it. Please feel free to rate, comment, send me a DM. I read them all. And I really apologize if I haven't gotten back to everybody, but it means the world. So thank you. So today I was going to talk about friendships, relationships, and surrounding yourself with people that you should either keep or send to the curb. And then I wanted to finish it with, 3 signs of knowing if you're in a great relationship or something that is quite toxic. So first I wanted to start off with your friendships. Who are the people that you keep around you on a day-to-day? Who are the ones that you care about? When you think about your best friend right now, how would you describe them? Somebody that is caring, probably non-judgmental. They give you the hard information, even when it's tough. They're there for you. Sounds like somebody you would want around you all the time. Maybe even a relationship. So why is it that when it comes to friendships and relationships, we change our approach? We do it completely differently. Because when we think about a friendship, we don't even act any different. We would maybe go to a group hangout or meet a bunch of friends, and then there would be somebody new. And then you would just go in there not even thinking anything of it, and you would be being yourself. You'd be confident. You'd be laughing, be engaging in conversations. And then next thing you know, this person is one of your new friends. They like you, and all because you're yourself. But then when it comes to a relationship, you flip this thing in your brain and you're like, okay, I need to be perfect. I need to dress nice. I need to smell nice. I need to talk proper. I need to be this image of perfection. When really that person is probably thinking the same thing. But yet, no matter what, when you're thinking about it from a friendship point of view, you would be your complete self. And you'd probably end up with a friend. And I know what you're thinking. You're, well, I want a relationship. Well, why does that have to be any different? Because you being your genuine self is what you're aiming to be, right? Instead of going on this first date trying to pretend to be something completely different and then finishing that day being like, oh man, I hope they liked that person that I was playing for this whole day. Sure, it's a version of yourself, but at the same time, it's something completely different. And then after a couple dates, you become more and more yourself because you loosen up, you become more relaxed, and then you show those signs of your funny side, or maybe a hobby that you are afraid to bring up on the first date. But that's why I say you should pursue friendships and not relationships, because no matter what, it'll turn into that. If you just act your friendly self, your genuine self, it'll become it. And I want to relate this to when this comes out, this hopefully I'm not spoiling this for anybody, but I just recently just binged Too Hot to Handle, and I want to preface this by saying that it was a horrible season and it's trash TV. But nonetheless, there were some great lessons in there. And if you watch it, you can relate it to this. So, what I'm talking about when I'm saying pursue friendships, not relationships, there is a couple in there called Harry and Beau. And from the beginning, Harry said he was interested in somebody else. And he was more attracted to this person named Georgia. Beau was interested in Harry, but it said, okay, you know what's fine. And from then on, they acted like friends the whole time. We're goofing off, being their genuine selves, making idiots out of each other, laughing, talking about weird stuff. And then by the end of it, they ended up together because they realized it's not all about just the physical, first off attraction. It's about getting to know that person. And, after he got to know her, he was like, you know what? I don't see myself with anybody else. I genuinely like this person. And that is my biggest thing I can give to anybody is just say, be your genuine self, go out on that date and act weird, talk about the things that you love. That is what people are interested in. Those passions that you have to offer somebody. If I ever see somebody who is passionate about something that they're pursuing or a hobby that they're into, that is attractive. That is something that I think is very confident. And I love to see that. When I say you should look for people that are going to be radiators, not drains, because obviously you want to surround yourself with people that are just going to light up your life, that are going to support you, but also give you hard, constructive criticism. I don't want people around me that are going to be yes people all the time, because then I'm never getting a straight answer. I'm never getting, true information from somebody. They're not being honest because that person is afraid of losing you. And if you have a true connection with a friend, I think we can all agree, no matter how harsh they are or, honest towards something that they like or don't like or give you advice, no matter what, you're still going to be their friend. I can relate this to a friend of mine. His name is Ryan, and such an amazing guy. I've known him for years, and I found him to be so, so intelligent. But he is always real with me. And, when I first started my TikToks, he called me and he's like, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean? And he's like, these TikToks, like, what are you doing? And I said, I don't know, man. I'm just having fun. Like, it's just, I told him like, I can raise money, do all these cool things. And he was just like, I don't think it's a good idea. And I respected that he called me and he told me that, because a lot of people were just like, oh, just do it, But the fact that he did that, I appreciated that so much. And then when it came to making these podcasts, talking about real things and getting it out to people, he called me again or texted me and he's like, I listened to the first podcast and it's awesome, man. What you're doing is great. And things like that, when you have a friend that is going to go out of their way to, really look out for you, that is what you want in your life. Somebody who's going to be honest, genuine, and down to earth, cares about you. If you don't have people like that in your life, you might need to consider finding other people, because people like that are hard to come by. I want you to think about the people that you surround yourself with right now. Are they ones that are, filling you with energy, that are supporting you, that are trying to help you achieve a new level? Or are they keeping you, down here, down at the bottom? Because, that happens to so many people when they say, well, I've known this person forever. Like, why would I stop being friends with them? And it's not that you stop being friends with them, but you find other people that are going to elevate you, that are going to push you and ask you questions saying, is this really where you want to be in life? Do you want this? Because I want to try and help you get there. Because those are the people that you look back and you say, I am grateful to have you in my life. Like, there are so many instances that I am just so grateful that I have these people in my life. I can name like a good handful right now. And when they came into my life, I knew they were different, because the way that they talked to me, looked out for me, just genuinely checked in on me. And I was like, is this what real friends are like? Like, this is amazing. And I tell them that all the time, and they're always like, what are you talking about, dude? Like, what? Yeah, we're friends." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I just want you to realize that I'm grateful that you're actually in my life." And like I tell them that I love them all the time. And all these things that you have in a friendship that you love so much, look for that in a relationship. Start with a friendship and it will turn into a relationship. Just don't put all this pressure on you because you think that that person's going to judge you. That person's going to not like the real you. If the person doesn't like the real you, well, then you just found your answer way quicker than anybody else. You don't have to jump through these hoops. Then they just say, "Hey, you know what? Plenty of fish in the sea. There's somebody else out there that is going to love every inch of myself." When I was younger, I was afraid to admit to people that I watched anime, that I had a huge stack of comics, you know, that I loved gaming back in the day. And, I was afraid because I thought that people would think that I was like this goofy nerd. But then that's one of my favorite things about me now is like, I'm never afraid. Somebody's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just watching anime." And they were like, "What? You're watching anime?" And I'm like, "Yeah." "Have you seen the stories? The illustrations, the art? It's incredible." And if you haven't watched it, I fully recommend it. It's fantastic. And then you know what? I met a girl who loved anime, and that is something that we connect over. And which is pretty great. You find interests with people that maybe you don't even think that they would have together, but you do. So if you take something away from this entire podcast, just be yourself. Okay. Okay. So I want to jump to, if you're having any type of realization that maybe you shouldn't be in this friendship, relationship, or whatever you're having, I want you to ask yourself these three signs and see if you're having any of them. So, number one, if you guys ever have like an argument or discussion or type of interaction, and it's maybe an argument of some sorts, is this person ever trying to inflict damage when they have this argument? Are they trying to make themselves bigger than you? Because if they are on your argument, then this person is against you. Because remember that every conversation, every discussion, every thing that you're working on together, you're on the same team. I don't care if you're a friend or a lover. Whatever it is, you're on the same team and you want to be working towards a resolution that benefits both of you. You don't want to try and tear down the person that you're with, because then what are you doing? Is that trying to make yourself feel better or trying to hold some power over this person that you're with? I don't think that's healthy for anybody. And that is one sign that you are in a toxic relationship or friendship. Number two is they get uncomfortable with your success. So when you achieve something, they won't celebrate it with you. They won't get excited. They kind of brush it off. Um, they will support you when you fail because they prefer it. And they'll be there in those moments that you're like, "Hey, I didn't get this." And then they're like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Oh, you know what? You're great." Well, that person is happier when you're weaker, because then they hold that power over you. And I think you can probably think of a person that maybe wasn't there for you when you were super excited and you obtained something, and then they didn't show you exactly what you thought you'd get from them. And that right there is number two. And the last one is this person will belittle you, tear you down, make you feel like you're absolutely nothing. And then when they do, they're going to be right there to just lift you back up again, because then they kind of got you in their hands. They just have a piece of you, and they completely switch and care for you, um, and show all this love when after they broke you. And that's a toxic trait on its own. But I see it happen, maybe not so often these days, but it was something that I noticed growing up that happened in those younger relationships when somebody didn't know exactly how to show a proper love. And if that is something that is still happening to you to this day, that is, not the healthiest thing you want to be a part of in any kind of relationship that you're with like a friend or, yeah. somebody that you consider a little bit more. Because, like I said, the people that you surround yourself with, they either going to radiate energy or they're going to drain you. And I think we can all agree that we want to be around these people that are going to radiate positive energy, that are, not always perfect, because nobody is, but still be there for you in such a way that you feel lucky to have them in your life. And it's something that should be cherished, and we all should be looking for and not take for granted. I can think about, there's this guy that I'm still friends with to this day. And when I met him, I didn't plan on being friends with him, but he used to see my sister. And then I asked him to hang out one day, and he said yes. And ever since that day, he has been one of my best friends. And I can say that because on days that I didn't feel myself, that I didn't, think about myself as being great or whatever, he was always right there to say, you don't see what I see, man. I see somebody who's determined. I see somebody that is going to achieve amazing things. Literally, whatever they put their mind to, they're going to be successful at. This is the guy that I talked about, I believe, in my first episode. His name is Zach. And he is somebody that I am beyond lucky to have in my life. And I will never lose him. And I hope you have, somebody in your life that you like, that is going to be there to support you on those days that you feel like you're not yourself. And everything that I have said about a friendship, you should be looking for in a partner. All these positive things. You don't want to find somebody that is, like I was saying, in these signs that you should be looking for. You don't want to find somebody that is kind, but in the way that they hold it over you. You don't want to find somebody that says, oh, well, I bought dinner this time, you should do this. Or, hey, I cleaned this, I cleaned the house, you should be doing this. You don't want to have somebody who's holding these kindness contracts over you in like ways that you never even agreed to. That is a type of manipulation. And, you want it to be like easy, having fun, laughing all the time, that it feels like there's no effort at all. Don't get me wrong. There's obviously going to be troubled times, that there are going to be times that you have to work at it. And that's completely normal and natural. And you should understand that. But, don't put so much pressure on yourself trying to find the one, or, calling it a relationship right away. Just go into it and pursue that friendship. Because honestly, I can't remember if I just mentioned it, but maybe check out Too Hot to Handle and you'll see that relationship of Harry and Beau. And you'll also see some other interesting relationships in there, of like things that you've seen so much of in the past, about, when two people like each other, but then somebody starts to open up a little too much, and then the other person freaks out and then gets cold feet and backs off. That happens quite a bit on that show. And then there's all about the people who are just all about physical touch. But I think it's good if it's, you look at it from a learning perspective of all the different types of relationships and things of maybe to avoid. But you know what? Hey, they're learning. But Beau and Harry, they're the real ones. And it's because he was just his complete self, laughing, making jokes with this person, getting close to them without worrying about judgment or trying to be this perfect self. And she liked him. He liked her. And I think that is one of the best things that you can do, is just be yourself. And I know how hard that is, because we all get into our mindsets of, building this person up that we're going to go on a date with, or trying to think that they're absolutely perfect and, you won't match up to them. But I'm here to tell you, you will, because they are thinking the exact same thing about you. They're thinking that you're amazing and that they're lucky to go on that date. So before you get in your head and you say that you're not good enough, I'm here to tell you that you are. You are extremely good enough, and anybody would be lucky to spend time with you, because the most valuable thing in life is time. And I know people have heard me say that before, and I stand by that to this day. And I will constantly keep saying that, because it's the most valuable thing you can offer somebody. If somebody gives me their time, I don't take it for granted, because They could be choosing to spend that any other way, but they're taking the time to hang out with me, talk to me, FaceTime me, whatever it is. And I'm beyond grateful. Like, that's something that I think you should all be taking the approach to, um, is just show people that when you're with them, don't be on your phone. Don't be in this mindset of, oh, you know what, I'll see him another time. Relish in those moments that you have with them, because like we always say, you never know, life is short, and you just want to be in that moment with them. So that's all I have to say today, but I hope you guys are having an amazing day, week, wherever you are, and you're crushing it. And on those moments that you think you don't have it, you tighten up those laces and you just get back up again. All right, everybody, this was Life on Fire. Thank you so much for tuning in for another week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye.